It's Dan from the Mike James Rock Show. I'm going to get these lovely humans from the Ghost Inside to introduce themselves.
I'm Andrew.
Vigil from the Ghost Inside.
And there's literally only one thing on my mind, and that's the fact that if I'm nerdy enough to remember this correctly, the last time that you played Download was underneath Kiss. Is that correct?
It was.
It's not only the last time we played Download, it was the last European show we played. And now it's our first European show back.
So it's almost like Download arranged it for you, you know?
It's like meant to be, for sure. It's wild. Yeah.
Well, it's been an absolutely nuts couple of years, hasn't it? Because the pandemic, I think, threw everybody into a bit of disarray.
Yeah.
But I imagine you're like most bands, probably appreciated the chance to rest and write, you know?
Well, we were just saying this earlier. We had wrote an album and recorded an album and got our masters like 2 weeks before like full lockdown.
Oh my god!
So we had a record. So we were like, well,
we were like, do we release it this year or what? And they were like, yeah, let's go through with it and do it, and we did. And wild times. And we were talking about how, you know, our lives went on pause because of what happened, and then we had our comeback, and then it went on pause again.
Yes.
And we saw, you know, from 2015 to 2019, we were watching all of our peers and all of our friends like continue on without us. And when the pandemic hit, we saw all those peers and all of our friends go, fuck, you know, like being home, this sucks, I'm going crazy. We're like, welcome to the club.
Come on over.
We're conditioned to it, yeah.
To be honest, I felt that way about a lot of people, and I was like, oh no, this is depression, come on in.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
So, because you guys wouldn't exactly lend yourselves to an acoustic track being put out during lockdown, I'd imagine too much.
No, I think we're a little aggressive for that, but
you never know. You never know. We'll see.
That's true.
We're all getting a little bit older and calming down a little more. We'll see. You know.
So, in the end, I guess you just kind of sat there and went, well, we've done this once. We can sit here again and wait for everything to come back, because at least the whole industry was on pause this time.
Yeah, it still sucked. But I mean,
100%.
It definitely was like less of a hard pill to swallow, because before it was the world continuing without us, and this time it was everyone was on pause. So we're just like all going through it together, and I'm glad we're here now. I'm glad it's back, you know.
Yeah, same.
Well, it's one of those. I mean, whether it was you guys or the pandemic, it has been such a wild couple of years for everyone. Because, like I say, we have interviewed you on and off for years, when even like small venues, big venues, and stuff like that. And then I was really excited in 2020 to interview you guys again, because I was thinking Download, it will be fine.
Oh yeah.
And then everything went out the window, and I was saying to the gentleman behind the camera, I was like, this is what makes it feel a bit like you guys being on stage. Like I actually have a career in music. Sat at home on a laptop, you could try and tell yourself you're still rock and roll when you sat there with a cup of tea or whatever it is you guys do, but you just don't feel it until you actually come back somewhere like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been interesting, like feeling these feelings again, and like this is our first time really being around like a ton of peers and like people that we haven't seen in, it's, you know, since 2015. So it's been like getting that resurgence of being like, okay, we know we're in this, we're at practice, we're playing, we're doing the band stuff, so we're in it, but it's a different feeling being here and being like, oh, we're in it, like we're doing this again.
It's
like
crazy because like for 7 or 8 years, we all were used to coming over here at least twice a year and spending a month and a half here each time and doing press like this all the time. To 7 years of nothing.
Yeah. And suddenly going through anniversaries of nothingness as well.
We're back now. And it's mind-blowing. And like even like I thought maybe it'd be a little weird, but like even this feels like riding a bike. Yeah. This is normal.
Yeah.
And like just
well, you guys don't seem like you've taken nearly a decade off. Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
good. I'll take that as a compliment.
That's crazy to think about. It has been it's been 7 years.
7 years of we were used to 7 years of this is normal.
Yeah.
To 7 years of I don't know if we'll ever go over there again. Yeah. And now we're back, and it feels not as weird as I thought. It feels more normal than I thought.
And I mean, are you guys planning to keep sort of a new head about things, or try and get back to the amount that you were over here before? I mean, it must be a bit weird trying to plan things these days with COVID and all that jazz around.
Yeah, I think our limitations physically are going to hinder what we do. I don't think we'll ever be able to go on a bus and do 29 shows in 30 days. I don't think that's going to be a thing we're able to do anymore. but you know, we got all these offers to play a couple different festivals, starting with Download and stuff, and then we're like, while we're over there, let's maybe try to throw in like a show in Paris, and you know, a show here in Italy, and you know, this and that, and like, so it's like a tour, but it's weird because people are like, are you excited to go on tour? And I'm like, well, it's just five. It's 5 shows. It's not a tour. But then I'm thinking, I'm like, no, it is a tour in the sense that we're going and traveling and playing shows. But it's like, to me, like tour is like you get in a bus, you wake up in Bristol, and
you play the show, and then the next day you wake up in Plymouth.
Yeah.
The next day you wake.
I'm pretty confident I've interviewed you about 5 minutes after that wake up point.
I'm sure you have. Hey, Vigil, get up. You gotta interview. Yeah, okay.
With him, 100%.
Yeah.
Though in some ways, it's combated you guys doing that for too long, like into age-wise. Like you don't want to be necessarily in your late 40s trying to do 29 shows in 30 days.
Yeah. And also, you know, like to what Vigil was saying with our limitations and stuff. That's why we got these offers, and we're like, let's go see what we can handle. Let's go over there. We'll try it. We'll get the logistics sorted out. We'll figure it out. Make sure everyone's as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Play a show, a few days off. Play a show, a few days off. Let's see what we can handle, and we'll take it from there.
So about October, you're going to be over here, like 100 dates.
Right. See, the thing for us is like we were so close to like losing this.
Yeah.
You know, like we were so full on, and then all of a sudden it just stopped, and it was the last thing in our mind, like being able to do this kind of stuff again. We were so focused on just being able to walk and exist and survive as people, and then we got in a room together, and then it took a while before it felt like we were a band.
Yeah.
You know, like it was the 5 of us in a room, and we were playing our songs, but I didn't feel like a band at first, you know. Like it took a little bit of time to feel like, oh yeah, this is how it is. So it's like we're fortunate in the fact that we're able to have a completely different outlook in a way.
Yeah.
Like we're over here, and you know, before it was such a blur, but now it's like we're able to like take this stuff in and like see friends and play Download, and then like reflect on it tomorrow. Well, we have we're on a train to Paris, and then we have a day off in Paris. And, you know, we're like, oh yeah, that was a cool set. Like, yeah. Like,
I don't think it's gonna hit me until we're up there in the tent and we're playing and going, shit.
And you get that scream of everybody in one go.
I don't think it's gonna really hit me until we're up there. But yeah, I mean, this does feel very familiar, you know, like
this is why I say that you're going to get that scream from the crowd, and then in October you're just going to be over here.
Let's come back,
all the time. Now I'm going to wrap up quite quick because you guys have been bouncing around press. So you've decided to do that at least at the same level as the last time I remember, which is try and speak to absolutely everybody.
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
talking's not hard for us. It's just a matter of getting back and forth. So we're here. Let's just do the press.
Well, it's one of those things. I wasn't going to like directly bring up unless you guys did, but the one thing I want to say is we get so much love when we play tracks, and we've had quite a few people on the inbox saying that you guys are the reason why they're fighting through their physical stuff, because we've had get to this say mid-30s age like I am, and everybody's running into stuff, and they're like, well, no, it's like it doesn't necessarily have to end anything, and that's what we get when we played Aftermath for the first time. Our inbox just blew up, you know, and it was just like, no, these guys are actually making me feel like I can go out and achieve stuff. So I imagine you probably get that stuff to your inbox as well, but
I mean, that's our biggest track, I think. I mean, it's such an important message, and it was such a good comeback song for us, you know. Like we've always been a band that's always had really like uplifting lyrics and like you got to keep pushing through, you got to keep your head up attitude. Like we've always been that kind of band, and then in the recovery of our accident, it was like, oh, now we gotta put our money where our mouth is.
Gotta live it.
Like we can't give up, or like everything we've done is bullshit, you know. So it's like we had to have that drive, and we had to be there. And now it's like when we say things like only the strong will survive, like we know what it's like to have the strength to survive.
Yes, very much so. So you guys have earned walking out in front of a packed stage later tonight. So I'm going to wrap up there because I honestly, I'm a massive fan anyway. I could talk to you for hours. Normally that's what we do at gigs. So when you do come back across having sorted whatever tour it is out, maybe we can go for a longer one and get a bit deeper into it.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Wicked. Well, thank you very much.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Cheers.
Welcome to the My James Rock Show.